And this is a quick video on how I made well, I call it stew tripe. Yeah, I cut up the tripe, cut up all the seasoning, get everything together, and I'm just showing you what I put in it. Onion, scallion, black pepper, and if you have thyme or whatever else, garlic, whatever you want to put as seasoning. And of course the bean. It's tripe with beans, and well, broad bean. I don't know how broad those beans are. Anyway, after cutting up the tripe in small pieces, this time I put it in the what is slow. It's not really a slow cooker. It's actually a pressure cooker, but it's the one that you plug in. They call it Smart Pot or something, I think. Instapot, right? So anyway, cut everything up, plug it in, just as if you're cooking on your stove. You turn it on and you put your meat in it. I never generally wait until it boils, it start boiling. Just put your stuff in it. No, if I was currying it, I would do it a little differently. I would have put the curry in and so on, and then put and the oil and whatever, cook that up and then throw the meat on top. But I just wanted brown stew, and I didn't want it too brown because I don't like when it's dark. But you could put as much as you can. I put a little carrot or whatever you want. You could put chocho in it or whatever. Yeah, so anyway, and I put in everything, the seasoning, the onions, everything in there. And if you want, pepper and whatever, so it can cook with it and give it flavor. Of course, you add salt. So after doing all of that, after it's boiling and there for a little while, and I think it's almost cooked, I start making a little dumplings for my roly-poly, as you can see. So I love to put roly-poly in stews, and stuff like that. Stew peas, anything, I put roly-poly. My grandkids and my daughter, my family love that. So every time you open the Instapot, it stops boiling. So you're not, now when I cover it, you'll see, it start boiling because it has to be locked. I put in my beans at this point because I checked, and the soup was almost, I'm sorry, my stew was almost ready. The meat was cooked. It didn't take too long, and because I put it in the Instapot like a pressure cooker, it didn't take too long. And at this point, I make a little flour, mix up a little flour with water, and then I thin it out and pour it in there to give it the stew piece, sorry, the stew tripe thickness. Ignore the two the two pieces of corn I found. I just throw them in there. That's not part of the plan. Anyway, stir everything up. Make sure it's everything is mixed and the flour is well distributed. Put in a little black pepper, and if you want, you could put some more seasoning, but I don't need any more seasoning. That's good enough for me. But I did put a little browning in there because it was a little bit too white. My mother used to make it white. She never colored it with anything. But I put a little soy sauce in there, not browning. Browning would make it too brown, and I might put too much. Anyway, so that's the process. This is one of the quickest dish. If you put it in a pressure cooker, you don't know how tough the tripe is gonna be. And at this point, it's cooked. Everything is thick and looking good. And I shared my amount and sat down, shared dinner for everybody actually, and we sat down to eat. Looking good, and it tastes so good. This is a meal you can make very quickly on a small cheap budget.